Pokemon Generation 3 is my favorite generation of all time, and Game Freak made one of the best remakes in the series, with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In this video, let's see if I can beat a Hardcore Nuzlocke using only bird Pokemon. Yes, you heard it right, only literal birds, not just flying types. Here are the rules for this Pokemon Nuzlocke as seen on the screen. Additionally, I can only use Mega Evolution if a trainer activates theirs. The game begins as we see Professor Birch being chased by a Poochyena. It's time to choose my starter Pokemon, and I will go with Torchic. I named the little chick Chick. Chick has a calm nature, which means plus special defense and minus attack. The lamest nature a Torchic could ever have. You also need to save the Professor. At Route 103, we see our friend Brendan staring at the forest painted on the wall. From this angle, it looks like he's just staring at the wall. Brendan challenges us to a Pokemon battle with his Mudkip to send out Chick, and I lost the battle due to a critical hit tackle. Well, that was unbelievable. On the next attempt, I managed to beat Brendan off screen because I was too busy chatting in Discord with my friend about car insurance and forgot to record. So, we got an awesome Torchic, and his name is Kentucky. He has an adamant nature, which means plus attack and minus special attack. The best nature for a Torchic. At Route 103, we will catch our first encounter, a Wingull, and named her Seagull. Seagull has a gentle nature, plus special defense and minus defense. We have to assist this kid named Wally to catch his first Pokemon, a Ralts. We have another encounter at Route 116, a Tailo named Robin. Robin has a lax nature, which means plus defense and minus special defense. He also has the Guts ability, one of the most overpowered abilities to use in a Nuzlocke. First gym battle will be with Roxanne, a rock specialist. We're in a bad position as 3 of my Pokemon are weak against rock. Of course, I won't face her unprepared. Her first Pokemon is Geodude and I lead with Seagull. Seagull goes for a stab quad effective water gun but leaves Geodude at 1 HP because of Sturdy. Geodude counters with a stab super effective rock tomb that almost kills Seagull. Luckily, I equipped Seagull with an Oran Berry. I also maxed out the defense EV by super training. Roxanne uses a potion on Geodude and Seagull ends it with a water gun. Upon leveling up in Pokemon Omega Ruby, Wingull can learn Water Pulse at level 15, which is much stronger than a water gun. Roxanne sends out her ace, Nosepass. Seagull uses Water Pulse, sending Nosepass to the red, and it survives. Nosepass hits with a Rock Tomb, leaving Seagull with 2 HP. That was nerve-wracking. It's a good thing Nosepass has a very low attack stat. One more Water Pulse and it's game over for Roxanne, and now we have our first gym badge. And now we set sail to Dewford Island. If I remember correctly, there should be stairs leading downward in Granite Cave. With a level cap of 16, Kentucky now evolves into a Combuskin. What kind of exercise is he doing? We're now up against the gym bro, Broly with his fighting types. Do I even need to discuss this? I don't know why fighting Pokemon is weak to flying. It's like they're afraid of heights or something. Back at Granite Cave, we now meet Steven Stone, the son of Joseph Stone. We gave him the letter and he explains about the caveman drawing. We now made it to Slateport City and along the way, we meet this dork with glasses who is obsessed with land. I bet he would rather eat dirt than drink water.
Oh, ew!
Brendan challenges us to another Pokemon battle. He leads with Shroomish and I send out Robin, who is poisoned to activate its Guts ability. One wing attack takes out Shroomish. Next, he sends out Slugma. A wing attack from Robin isn't enough to KO, and Slugma uses Incinerate, burning Robin's Oran Berry. We switch to Seagull, and Slugma hits with Ember. Seagull ends Slugma with 1 Water Pulse. His last Pokemon is his ace, Marshtomp. Marshtomp only has Bite as its attacking move, because Mudshot won't affect Seagull. Combined with its bulkiness, it would be too hard to deal with. My move is to stall it with Supersonic. I eventually get hit by Bite, because I was a little too impatient. Marshtomp knocks itself out because of confusion, thus ending the battle. Marble City is looking like a mall right now. You can also buy plenty of useful TMs here. I bought the Facade TM that will make Robin a train wrecker later on. This guy with the backpack gave us a globe. Thanks, but I won't build a secret base for now. What does she said about the Tailo? Next gym battle is with jolly old Santa Watson with his electric types. His frontline is Magnemite and I chose Kentucky. Kentucky went for a bulk up and Magnemite uses Thunder Wave to paralyze. But luckily I equipped Kentucky with a Cherry Berry to heal it from paralyzation. And now let the double kick roll and even Sturdy becomes useless. As we go forward, Robin evolves into a Swallow. At Vernondorf Town, we join a Pokemon contest just to lose to get a free Lumberry. This guy said he dropped his glasses, when you can clearly see he is wearing one. Finally, we can catch another encounter at Route 111, a Skarmory I named Sky Shark. It has a naive nature, plus speed and minus special defense. I always thought Skarmory was a flying shark when I was a kid playing Pokemon Gold. Inside Meteorite Cave, with a little bit of grinding, we evolved Seagull into a Pelipper. We also defeated Tabitha, one of the admins of Team Magma. We proceed to the top of Mount Chimney when we faced off with the dork we met in the museum, named Maxie. The battle begins as he sends out Mightyena, and I respond with Kentucky. Kentucky outspeeds with a stab super effective double kick, but Mightyena manages to survive in the red because of Intimidate that drops Kentucky's attack at one stage. Mightyena uses Swagger, but that doesn't affect Kentucky as he ends Mightyena with another double kick. Maxie sends out his ace, Camerupt. Predicting an Earth Power, I send out Seagull, and an Earth Power from Camerupt didn't affect Seagull. One quad stab super effective Water Pulse destroys Camerupt. Maxie's last Pokemon is Golbat. Seagull stalls with Protect and Golbat attempts a Confuse Ray. Golbat outspeeds and hits Seagull with Confuse Ray. But even with confusion, Seagull lands a Water Pulse. Though the damage isn't enough, I send out Sky Shark and Golbat uses Air Cutter. On the next round, Sky Shark outspeeds with a Steel Wing, sending Golbat to the red. Confuse Ray hits, but Sky Shark manages to pull through with another Steel Wing, stealing the victory. Giving this guy a wrong answer earns us a Swords Dance. These people are in a hot spring, but they still got their clothes on. Here we are face to face with Flannery, like she is shouting for no reason. It's time to face the hot-headed girl Flannery and her fire-type Pokemon. The game begins with Slugma and Seagull. Now Seagull has the type advantage. Seagull sweeps through her team with no issues at all. 4th gym badge acquired. We are now worthy to face our father, Norman, and his team of normal types. Father starts with Slaking, and I go for Kentucky. Kentucky begins with a Swords Dance, and Slaking proceeds with an Encore. Not what I'm expecting. I send out Seagull to shrug off Encore from Kentucky. Next, Seagull goes for Protect to stall Slaking. Go back to Kentucky, and Slaking goes for his annoying ability, Truant. Kentucky goes for a double kick, sending Slaking to the yellow. Slaking goes for Yawn. I went for a Swords Dance and Kentucky fell asleep, but I equipped Kentucky with a Chesto Berry to counter sleep. Kentucky defeats Slaking with a stab super effective double kick as Norman sends out his next Pokemon, Vigoroth. Vigoroth and his last Slaking fall to Kentucky's double kick, winning us the 5th gym badge. Now, having access to Surf, I can get my next encounter at Route 115, a Swablu I named Cotton. He has a sassy nature, which means plus special defense and minus speed. An almost perfect nature for Cotton, because Swablu has a base stat of 75 on special defense, but that's speed deduction though. Now if you're wondering why I didn't catch a Swablu at Route 114, it's because at Route 114, we have 2 possible bird encounters, Swablu and Nuzleaf. If I managed to encounter a Swablu, I would be locked out of Nuzleaf for the whole run. Now you might comment, "Hey, Nuzleaf is not a bird Pokemon." Nuzleaf's evolution, Shiftry, is stated to be a bird Pokemon in the latest Pokédex entries, so Shiftry is acceptable. Back in the day, I thought Shiftry was a Kiwi bird. I went to Route 114 to catch a Nuzleaf and named him Kiwi. He has a neutral bashful nature. We crossed paths with Steven, who summons Latias and asks us to tag along into a mysterious island, when we faced off the best girl Team Magma's Courtney, who acts like a strange cyborg. We had no problems dealing with Team Magma and Latias decides to tag along with me. But sadly, he's not a bird Pokemon. I nicknamed him Cyan, and Cyan has to stay in the box. Ah yes, our first citrus berries. Finally! Route 115, I stole a lucky egg from this Pelipper. It took me an hour, not knowing that Robin was holding something else. Redeeming myself for my stupidity, I outsmart this guy called the Trickmaster and stole his expert belt. Time to steal more stuff as I plucked all the berries from this farm, but also regrow new ones. Enough with stealing as our rival Brendan challenges us to another Pokemon battle. I lead with Robin, who is poison, to sweep with the facade that doubles its power if the user has a status effect, securing another victory from Brendan. Whoever falls for this kid's disguise is an absolute fool. We now enter Fortress City, where all kinds of bird Pokemon thrives. We met Steven once again as he gives us a telescope and a Blazikenite. This is a key to Mega Evolve our Combusken that will evolve into a Blaziken later. With the Devon Scope in our hand, we can get rid of this obstacle in our way. But it turns out it's a green lizard blocking our way. We challenge the girl who thinks she can fly, Winona, and her flying Pokemon. Both of us send our own Swellows. Robin outspeeds with a facade, leaving Winona Swellow in the red, and Swellow goes for a double team. Winona heals Swellow to full health, while Robin continues its attack with an aerial ace. Another aerial ace finishes off Winona Swellow. Winona sends out her bulky Pokemon, Skarmory. I send out Seagull and Skarmory uses Steel Wing with a pitiful damage, because of water type being resistant to steel. Seagull goes for a stockpile, increasing its defense, and Skarmory uses an aerial ace. 2 surfs from Seagull beats Skarmory. And her next Pokemon is Pelipper. It's now Pelipper vs Pelipper. Pelipper stalls with Protect, and on the next round, Seagull goes for an Air Cutter, and Pelipper hits with an aerial ace. Seagull goes for a high roll Air Cutter to end Pelipper. Winona's last Pokemon is her ace, Altaria. I switched out to Skyshark, and Altaria hits with Dragon Breath. Skyshark puts a Toxic on Altaria. For a couple more rounds, I spam Sand Attack on Altaria's eyes.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Altaria manages to hit Skyshark to the yellow with Dragon Breath, activating Skyshark's Citrus Berry. I switched out to Seagull to end the fight with an Air Cutter, followed by Severe Toxic, granting us the victory. Take that, Winona. The level cap is now raised to 45, allowing Kentucky to evolve into a Blaziken. Hotton evolves into a graceful Altaria. With the Leaf Stone in our hands, we can evolve Kiwi into a Shiftry. Now our team is complete. On top of Mount Pyre, we face Courtney once again to one-shot her Camerupt. Brendan challenges one last time, he leads with Swellow and I lead with Skyshark. Swellow goes for a double team, and I connect with Toxic. Swellow goes for an ineffective aerial ace. Skyshark throws some dirt in Swellow's eyes. I kept hammering it with Steel Wing until Swellow falls. The next Pokemon is Macargo. I switch to Seagull to tank a Lava Plume. One surf from Seagull and it's game over for Macargo. He sends out his ace, Swampert. Seagull stalls with Protect, and on the next turn, I switch to Kiwi. One stab quad effectively played knocks Swampert out. For his last Pokemon is Breloom. I switch to Robin to finish the fight with Aerial Ace. But Breloom doesn't want to go down without a fight, as he goes for a priority Mach Punch. It suffers at the hands of Robin. Okay, why would Team Magma train 3 Whalmers? I thought they hated the ocean. Once again, we cross paths with Courtney, blocking us from getting in that awesome Camerupt submarine. Inside this house, we can exchange shards for some elemental stones. But what's with that smile? It's time to face the awesome twins, Lisa and Tate, with their Solrock and Lunatone, and I respond with Kiwi and Skyshark. This battle is only a walk in the park, with a combo of Steel Wing and Leaf Blade, to both granting us our 7th gym badge. Thanks to Steven, we now have access to dive and a scuba gear. Before heading to Seafloor Cavern, I will take this Ice Beam TM located in an abandoned ship. Let's head to Seafloor Cavern by diving under the water. Deep inside Seafloor Cavern, we can get the TM26, Earthquake, one of my most favorite TMs of all time. Now look at this nerd beats up a muscular guy. Round 2 begins with Maxie as she starts off with Mighty Yenna, and I send out Skyshark. Maxie loves to go for Scary Face, so I decided to teach Skyshark Taunt, and have my opportunity to Swords Dance all the way. I hit Mighty Yenna with a Steel Wing to end its misery. Maxie's next Pokemon is Weezing. Predicting a haze, Skyshark goes for a Taunt. Skyshark attacks with a Steel Wing, but it survives in the red. Weezing decides to take its own life with Explosion, knowing he can't do anything. His next Pokemon is Crobat. I outspeed with a Taunt, thanks to Speed EV investment, and Crobat fails to use Haze. Skyshark one-shots Crobat with a Steel Wing. Maxie sends out his last Pokemon, Camerupt, and I switch out to Seagull. Camerupt Mega evolves and uses Yawn. Sorry for Mega Camerupt. Even at your peak, you will still fall to a stab quad effective Surf, thus ending the battle. Time to wear our Iron Man suit and ride on to a nerfed Groudon. Seriously, they nerf its size. Just look at it. In the old games, they show how big Groudon in the Pokédex. Well, I just ate what I said. For the next encounter, I fly up so high in the sky as I soar so high that I found a Braviary. I named our new friend Dino, and Dino has a gentle nature, plus special defense and minus defense. Honestly, I hope flying around in the map will return someday in the future games. For our last gym battle, our future champion Wallace and his team of water Pokemon. First Pokemon is Luvdisc and minus Kentucky. Kentucky uses a double kick that swiftly ends Luvdisc. The next Pokemon is his ace, Milotic. I was predicting he would go for Whiscash, which kind of ruined my plan. I decided to switch to Seagull, knowing it would use Hydro Pump. It used Hydro Pump and it misses. Milotic goes for an Ice Beam, and Seagull went for Stockpile. I decided to switch to Skyshark for a Toxic, but Milotic freezes Skyshark with an Ice Beam. What a bummer. I went back to Seagull to tank a predicted Hydro Pump, and Hydro Pump sends Seagull to the yellow, activating its Citrus Berry. Knowing an incoming Ice Beam, I switch out to Kentucky to tank an Ice Beam. I then switch to Cotton to tank Hydro Pump. Switch back to Kentucky for a predicted Ice Beam, but it gets a critical hit. Cotton tanks a Hydro Pump and I switch to Skyshark to tank an Ice Beam, almost killing Skyshark. I send out Kentucky once again to take an Ice Beam. I have no choice but to switch to Kiwi, and Kiwi suffers from an Ice Beam, but Kiwi gets healed by its Citrus Berry. Kiwi on the next turn uses Fake Out and ends Milotic with a Leaf Blade. I should have done that sooner. It all ends with a Leaf Blade, sweeping through Wallace's team to win our final gym badge. The 3rd generation remix allows you to have early access to the national decks. Let's head to Evergrande City. Beyond this point in the game, the trainers can be very tough and have new Pokemon not seen in the Hoenn region. Navigating in Victory Road is this easy in the remix. I don't need to teach my Pokemon Flash. And what do we have here? It's the kid named Wally and he wants to prove something to us. Our last trial before the Pokemon League is to face Wally. Wally sends out Altaria, and I do the same. Cotton outspeeds Altaria with an Ice Beam. Delcatty comes out, and I switch to Skyshark to tank a Disarming Voice. I use Taunt on Delcatty to prevent it from using Charm. I send out Kentucky and get hit by a Disarming Voice. I use Swords Dance twice to double kick all the way and the strength to take out his Roselia. Wally sent out his final Pokemon, Gallade. Time to activate Mega Evolution. I use Blaze Kick and it misses. Gallade uses Close Combat to one-hit KO Kentucky. This is our first death of the run. Kentucky has been so valuable throughout their journey, and I lost my strongest Pokemon.
Rest in peace, little chicken. It's been a bash.
I sent out Robin to avenge Kentucky. Robin KOs with a single fly, giving us the victory over Wally. Dino is now the successor of Kentucky. Before we face the Elite Four, I need to prepare. I train in Victory Road, grab every rare candy I can find, grab and farm every berry I can, steal some heart scales in Evergrande City, and now we are all set. Our journey is about to end as we enter the Pokemon League, and here's the final team that will face the Elite Four and the champion. Robin the Swallow, Skyshark the Skarmory, Dino the Braviary, Cotton the Altaria, Kiwi the Shiftry, and Seagull the Pelipper. First member of the Elite Four is the Dark Master Sydney with his minions of Dark Pokemon. He leads with Mightyena, and I start with Cotton. Cotton starts with Dragon Dance, and Mightyena goes for Spagger. Cotton's held Persim Berry wards off Confusion. In the following turn, Cotton hits Mightyena with a Moonblast. Shiftry enters the battle with a Fake Out, causing a flinch. Shiftry then suffers from a Moonblast. Torpedo, Absol, and Cacturn meet the same fate, allowing to conquer the first member of the Elite Four, Sydney. The second member of the Elite Four, the girl who dances with the spirits, Phoebe in her ghost types. He leads with Dusclops and I respond with Skyshark. Skyshark uses Taunt and Dusclops fails to deliver a curse. On the next turn, I switch to Kiwi and Dusclops uses Future Sight. Kiwi dances with the swords, while Dusclops uses an ineffective Shadow Punch. The taunt ends and I decided to use Feint Attack on Dusclops. Dusclops, Dusknoir, Sableye, and 2 Bayonets all fall to Kiwi, giving us the win. The third member is the Queen of Ice, Glacia and her team of Ice Pokemon. He sends out Glalie and I went for Skyshark. Skyshark uses Flash to blind Glalie, lowering its accuracy. My strategy is to lower Glalie's accuracy to make a safe switch to Kiwi. Glalie uses a priority Ice Shard and Kiwi goes for Swords Dance. Another Ice Shard hits Kiwi, sending it to the yellow, and activating its held Citrus Berry. Kiwi lands a super effective Brick Break, ending Glalie. Thanks to Kiwi's speed investment, I managed to outspeed and use Leaf Blade on both of Glacia's Frostlass. Walrein also falls to a stab super effective Leaf Blade, and Brick Break takes care of the second Glalie, granting us the victory. The last member of the Elite Four is the Master of Dragons, Drake. His frontliner is Altaria and mine is Robin, who is poisoned. Robin sweeps Drake's entire team with a Facade. To ensure one-hit KO on Salamence, I counter its Intimidate with a White Herb to restore Robin's attack. We have slain the dragon. Our final path leads us to the Pokemon League champion. The champion is none other than Steven Stone. Let's see whose Skarmory is better. Skyshark starts off with Spikes, and Steven's Skarmory uses Steel Wing. I set up another layer of Spike and get hit by a Steel Wing again. One last layer of Spikes, followed by 2 Metal Sounds to lower its special defense. I then send out Seagull and get hit by a Steel Wing. Seagull hits Skarmory with Surf, and Skarmory survives in a sliver of health. Steven uses a full restore, and I keep hammering it with Surf. Skarmory hits Seagull with an Aerial Ace, but Skarmory finally falls to a Surf. Aggron is next and takes damage from Spikes. One Surf takes it out. Steven's next Pokemon is Cradily. Seagull stalls with Protect. Seagull uses Ice Beam, sending Cradily to the yellow, but Cradily counters with Confuse Ray. I switch to Skyshark to avoid the predicted Ancient Power. Skyshark gets hit by an Ancient Power, activating its Citrus Berry to restore some health. Skyshark uses Roost to heal but gets hit by a Confuse Ray. I switch back to Seagull, and Cradily uses Ancient Power, but thanks to Charty Berry, the damage is halved. Super effective Ice Beam knocks out Cradily. Ladle comes out, and Seagull is outsped and hit by Extra Sensory, sending it to the red and causing it to flinch. I switch to Kiwi to evade a Psychic type move. A Slap Fake Out followed by Swords Dance. Ladle sets up Reflect and another Swords Dance from Kiwi. Kiwi breaks the shield with Brick Break and finishes it off with a Leaf Blade. Armaldo is up next and is destroyed by a Swords Dance powered Leaf Blade. Steven's last Pokemon is his ace, the mighty Metagross. Steven activates Mega Evolution, and Kiwi hits it with a Brick Break. But shockingly, Metagross survives and ends Kiwi with a Meteor Mash. A heartbreaking moment as I assumed Kiwi would survive this Nuzlocke. It's time for Dino's debut, but he suffers the same fate, being one-hit KO'd by Giga Impact. So much for being Kentucky's successor. You will be missed, Dino. Steven made a big mistake. His Metagross needs to recharge on the next turn, giving Cotton an opportunity to Mega Evolve. Cotton now Mega Evolves and hits Mega Metagross with a super effective Flamethrower. And now we have beaten the champion. And that is how you beat a Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke using only bird Pokemon. Subscribe for more Pokemon content.